Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, from where you are. With you, Engineer Arop. I'm a petroleum engineering. We will be talking about the directional drillings of the oil and wells. We will look into overviews. There is a saying that there is such nothing has a straight hole. All wells, whether by accident or by design, exhibit the change in hole, angle, and direction. Change in a hole, angle, and directions is giving us the crook hole tendency, where is considered as a serious drawbacks to the wide separating use of rotary rigs. But the beneficial of rotary rigs were more than sufficient to overcome this precise limitation. So, because the industry began to develop the way to keep the wealth on course, here the bones of the science, or perhaps the more accurate, the art of deviation control. Directional drilling is a technique used to drill oil and gas well at the angle rather than vertical. In a simple, it is a science of directing wellbore along a predetermined trajectory to influence subsurface target. This method has allowed the operator to reach the reservoir that are not direct beneath the drilling set, maximize the production efficiency, and minimize the environmental impact. We will look into uh, the direction, the history of directional drillings in oil and gas. It has evolved over the last century, transforming from the simple deflection techniques to a higher, sophisticated computer-controlled drilling systems. Ability to steer the wellbore with a precision as the revolution oil and gas production allowed access to previously unreachable reservoir. We will start with earlier beginnings before 19th. The first instance of directional drillings were accident due to natural formation change, the tool wear, and misalignment. In 1927, like the ancient Chinese Bompong drilling method were used to extract the soil brine. This is a sign of a controlled drilling techniques. In 1920s, national well divisions. It began in California and Texas, lead to first international directional drillings. 1929, the first documented controlled directional drilling was drilled along the beach, California. In 1930, the operator started using the wipe stocks, okay, and wedge shifted tool to deflect the drill bit and change the direction. Also, in 1940s to 1960, advancements in techniques was used in a relieving well, where drilling used the directional drilling techniques to control the blowouts. Same 1934, the crony taxes and blowouts. The use of offshore drillings emerged. They repaired the well to drill direction from the platform. In 1970s to 1980s, the horizontal drilling evolutions. So 1970s, the advancement in measuring while drillings and logging while drillings allowed the real-time wellbore monitoring was introduced. In 1980s, the first true horizontal well was drilled. And 1990s, up to the present now, the digital and automation drillings was used. Rotary steerable systems was used also, shale revolutions in 20s, an extended reach relays was used, and AI and automations, artificial intelligence, and big data now automation was placements and trajectory in real time. We will look into application of directional drillings of gas and oil wells. We look into a controlled vertical wells. In a controlled vertical well, we used a techniques to straighten the crook wells. We're supposed to be a vertical. Various techniques were used to bring the bags to a vertical wells. So, as we said from the beginnings, there is the deviations in a hole, and we can use the different techniques so that can bring the hole to straight to verticals. We use the relief wells. Also, we use directional drillings techniques to drill a relief wells in order to kill the blowouts. As you see here, we see a drilling wells, multiple wells from offshore structures. This is we use to drill multiple wells as we have a different reservoir. So in a different reservoir, we can use a same wells, and we can reach to the rest of reservoir. This is a multiple target zones. As you see, we have here we have here the deviated well, and we have the vertical well where we can reach to a different target zone. We will look to a side tracks. The side tracks of existence. After we drilling originals wells, we can use the side tracks to reach to another reservoir. This is also a side tracks. Side tracks explanations for side tracks. We use the cement blocks, and then we deviate from it. If that's what side tracks, it can happen when you have the whole the bit has a stacks. So when the bit has a stacks, you can plug in, and then you can deviate from that one, and you continue your drillings. Inaccessible locations where there is a lot of populations, you cannot drill straightly. You can go acidely and drills above the reservoir is accessible. So you can naturally or man-made obstacles. That one should be. The drilling directional drillings where a reservoir is beneath the major substantial structure. So you have the mountain. You cannot go on the top of mountain and then you drill to reach to your reservoir. That one is costly. You drill slightly and then you deviate your well until you reach to your reservoir, as you can see here. We have the fault drillings. The fault drillings you have is drilled to avoid direct vertical well through the steeply inclined force planes, which is could slip or shear the casing. And we mind about our casing more importantly. And then this is the same things. Okay, more explanation of the fault drilling thing. We will look to also to a salt dome drilling. Salt dome drillings is a problem we sometimes we use to overcome the problems of drilling near the salt domes. Instead of drilling through the salt, the well is drilled at one side of the domes and then deviated around or underneath under the knee height over hanging cap. As you see here, we have the salt dome, which is the big one here, the big formation that you are seeing. We drill slightly and then we reach to our reservoir. Same thing here. This is scenario happened. He drilled it direct from the salt domes to avoid the casing collapse. Okay, that's what you are seeing here. This to avoiding the collapse of the casing. We will look to the shorelines drillings. Shoreline drillings, you see, this is a sea. Under the sea, we have the reservoir. We can drill from that side offshore and then quietly closer to land. And then most economically way to exploit the reservoir, maybe drill directional drillings from the land reach on the coast. Instead of a budget, to put a budget on the sea valley here is very costly. We can drill on a coast and then direct it is more cheaply. Thank you for your attention. Uh, Give a thumbs and give likes support for the more video.